raise your hand if you are a parent or a dance teacher and your student has either walked into the studio or come home with a dance that they learned from TikTok, a 15-second dance that they learned from TikTok. Me too. Not my kid, she's a little young, but definitely my students. And my feelings about it are a little complicated because on one hand, as a dance educator, I've spent years teaching kids proper technique, musicality, body awareness, the full picture, dance history of what dance is. And then TikTok comes along and a 7-year-old can learn a routine in 20 minutes in their living room. So today we're gonna have an honest conversation, warm, no judgment conversation about how I think, in my opinion, TikTok is changing the way kids learn dance. What's actually wonderful about this, what genuine concerns I have as a dance teacher, a dance parent, and what I think parents and educators can do about it. So let's get into it. My name is Taylor and this is my channel, My Order Steps, where we talk about everything dance related, dance history, dance education, dance culture, current events. If it's dance related, we are probably gonna talk about it. So let's start with the good, the positive, because honestly, I believe there is a lot of it. And I don't want to be, that millennial that complains about technology. But for the longest time, if you wanted to learn dance, you needed to live near a studio. You needed money for classes and you needed transportation. So TikTok and technology in general has kind of blown that idea wide open. Kids in rural areas, kids from lower income families, and kids who are honestly a little too shy to walk into the studio now participate in dance culture from their bedroom. And that type of accessibility, I believe, is beautiful. I do think that there is something powerful about a child learning a dance, filming themselves, and feeling proud of the end result. The moment of I did it, the sense of accomplishment, they're real emotions. Dance has always been about self-expression, and TikTok gives a stage to kids who might not otherwise have that accessibility. I honestly believe it's sparking genuine interest in dance as well. I have had students walk into my studio for the first time and say, I want to learn dance because I love dancing on TikTok. And guess what? I'll take that. Any door that brings a child into a dance class is a door that I'm grateful for. And TikTok is introducing generations to the joy of movement. A lot of the dances that are trending on TikTok right now are rooted in Black culture, Latin culture, African dance traditions. And while there are real conversations that need to be had about credit and attribution, which we will touch on, the exposure to diverse movement styles is something that I think is really valuable for young dancers. Now, let's start talking about some of the things that might keep me up at night as a dance educator. Let's make this clear. I'm not saying that TikTok is bad. I'm saying that there are some things that we just need to be aware of. So TikTok dances are designed to be learned fast, to look good on camera, but they are not designed to build a foundation. So when kids are spending hours learning these trending dances, but are never working on their posture, their core strength, their turnout, their technique, they can actually develop habits that are really hard to undo in the studio later. As a teacher, I'm definitely starting to see this creep into the studio a little bit more. Kids who can nail a 15-second routine, but can't do a plie properly. And there can be an enormous amount of pressure on kids, especially girls, to film themselves, post themselves, get views and likes. And that external validation can really mess with the kid and why they are dancing in the first place. The motivation for dance should come from the inside out. When it becomes about views and going viral, something kind of starts to shift. And sometimes it could cause a kid to lose that love for dance because of the pressure. Okay, I have to say this because it needs to be said. Some of the trending dances on TikTok are just not appropriate for children. The moves, the music, the costumes in the videos, they're made for adults. And you have these kids copying this content without fully understanding the context of it. So as parents, as educators, We need to be paying attention to what our kids are actually learning and who they are learning it from. So many viral TikTok dances are rooted in specific cultural traditions, particularly Black and Latino communities. And the problem with this is the original creators don't often get the credit or the compensation they deserve. It's important for us to teach kids to ask, where did this dance come from? What are the roots? Who created it? I think that this is an incredibly valuable lesson that TikTok on its own doesn't necessarily provide it, but we as educators can. So, what do we actually do with all of this information? What I recommend as a dance parent, a dance educator, teacher. If your child is obsessed with TikTok dances, use that energy as a launching pad, a starting point to introduce formalized training. Say, I love that you love dancing. Let's find a class where you can learn more about it. Meet your kids or your students where they're at. Watch what your kids are doing. Don't just hand them the phone and walk away. Watch the TikTok dances with them. Talk to them about what they're seeing, what you're seeing. Ask them questions. Where do you think this dance comes from? Or do you know who to give credit for this? Make it a conversation. Celebrate that joy and redirect the technique. Then I try to use it as a teaching moment. Okay, I love this. Now let's look at your arms in this part. Here's how we can make that even sharper or clean it up. And then this one's important. Talk about the pressure that social media can put on kids. Have an honest, age-appropriate conversation with your kids, with your students about why we dance. Is it for the likes, or is it because it genuinely makes us feel good? Help them build an internal relationship with dance that doesn't depend on external validation. Whether you're a parent, a teacher, an educator, use these viral dances as a history lesson. These are powerful stories that deepen a child's relationship with dance culture. So here's where I land on all of this. TikTok is not the enemy of dance. TikTok is not the enemy of dance education, but it's also not a replacement. It's a tool. Like any tool, it really depends on how we use it. The kids that are gonna truly thrive are the ones who get both the joy and the accessibility of TikTok and the foundation and the depth of real dance training. And as parents, as educators, that's what we can give them. So if this video resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Are you a parent navigating this TikTok landscape? A teacher who's seeing this play out in the studio in real time? Tell me everything, because I'm just genuinely interested. And if you found this helpful, share it with another dance teacher or a parent who needs to hear it. It really does help this channel grow. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Keep dancing on TikTok and off.